You are not broke because your car needs a repair. You get broke because you panic and replace a repair with a 7-year contract. A $2,000 bill feels like a punch to the gut, but a $40,000 solution is financial suicide dressed up as reliability. Picture a gritty mechanic shop. Fluorescent lights, concrete floor, the smell of oil and old rubber. Average Dave is standing there while the mechanic, Sal, wipes his hands on a rag and hands Dave a clipboard. Dave looks down. Transmission replacement, $2,200. Dave goes pale, he says. It is not worth it. The car is only worth $4,000. I am throwing money into a pit. And this is the moment the mistake happens. Not in the engine bay, in Dave's brain, because 2 hours later, Dave is driving off a dealership lot in a brand new $45,000 SUV. He is smiling because his repair bill is now zero. He ignores the part where he just signed up for about $800 a month for 84 months. Now freeze time. I walk up to that shiny SUV, and I tap the hood. Dave just committed the most common financial crime in America. He spent $45,000 to save $2,200. And today we are going to look at the math dealerships pray you never learn. The exact tipping point where a car is actually dead versus just annoying. Quick disclaimer. This is general education, not personal financial advice. Safety matters. Your job and income stability matter. Your cash cushion matters. The goal is not to drive a death trap. The goal is to stop turning every repair into a lifetime payment. People love to say, I do not want to put money into a dying asset. It sounds smart, until you remember the alternative is not free. The alternative is a new car loan, plus interest, plus taxes, plus higher insurance in many cases, plus depreciation so aggressive it should come with a warning label. Put it on a scale. On the left, a $2,000 repair bill one time. On the right, a $40,000 to $45,000 replacement, financed, with years of payments. A repair is a fee to keep your tool running. A monthly payment is a fee to rent money. One ends, the other does not, and most people choose the payment because it feels smaller, even though it is massively larger over time. Now let's talk about the invisible cost nobody panics about. Depreciation. Your old clunker has a weird superpower. It has already depreciated. It cannot fall off a cliff again, because the cliff is behind it. If your car is worth $4,000 today, maybe it is worth $3,500 next year. Annoying, but not catastrophic. But that brand new $45,000 SUV, it can lose 10% to 20% in value shockingly fast. And then keep sliding. In many cases, it is losing hundreds of dollars a month in value just sitting in the driveway. So when Dave says, I am throwing money into a pit, he is staring at a repair bill. But the real pit is the new car's depreciation curve, which he never sees because it is not billed monthly. That is why mechanic panic is so profitable. Now let's get into the math that makes this decision simple. First, the rule of thumb that lies, the 50% rule. You have heard it. If the repair costs more than 50% of the car's value, sell it. Sounds clean, sounds logical. It is often wrong, because your car's book value is not what determines your life. Replacement cost does. Example, your car is worth $1,000 and needs a $1,000 repair. The rule says sell it, okay, but what are you replacing it with? Can you buy a reliable, safe, working replacement for $1,000? No. So you are not comparing a $1,000 repair to a $1,000 replacement. You are comparing a $1,000 repair to a $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 replacement, plus taxes, plus fees, plus financing. The rule focuses you on the wrong number. The car's value is not the decision lever. The cost to replace the function of the car is now the real metric. The monthly average formula. Take your total repair and maintenance bills for the last 12 months and divide by 12. That gives you a monthly cost of keeping this car alive. Then compare that number to the monthly cost of replacing the car. Example numbers, just an example, in the last year you paid for alternator, $400, brakes, $600, tires, $800, total, $1,800, divide by 12. That is $150 a month. Now compare, is $150 a month less than a new car payment? Like $700 a month? Yes. So keep the car and notice what just happened. We turned a scary repair into boring monthly math. That is how you beat panic. You force the decision into a monthly comparison instead of an emotional shock. Also, do not compare repair average to the payment only. A new car's true monthly cost often includes higher insurance, sometimes higher registration, and depreciation, which is real even if you ignore it. So if you want to be accurate, compare repair average to total monthly ownership cost of the replacement. Now there are exceptions, real exceptions. When selling is the correct move, there are only two times you actually sell. First, chassis and structural rot, if the frame is rusted through, if the structure is compromised, if safety is in question, you do not negotiate. Mechanical parts can be replaced. Structure is the skeleton. If the skeleton is failing, you move on. Second, income threat. If the car's unreliability is making you late to work, missing shifts, losing clients, threatening your paycheck, then the car is no longer just a nuisance. It is a threat to your income, and income is your wealth engine. So if the car is endangering the engine, you upgrade to protect it. Notice what is not on the list. I am tired of repairs. Tired is not a financial metric. Safety and income are. Now one more cost people forget when they panic buy a replacement. Sales tax. When you buy a $30,000 car, you might pay something like $2,000 to $3,000 in sales tax immediately, depending on where you live. Call it $2,500 as a rough example. That $2,500 tax alone could have fixed your transmission. Instead, you paid the state because you panicked. So when someone says the repair is too expensive, the correct question is, compared to what? Compared to the total replacement cost including taxes and fees, or compared to the fantasy that a new car is a free reset button, because it is not a reset button. It is a new set of obligations. Now let's make this real with a 5-year comparison. Fix. It Felix drives a 2012 Toyota Camry with 180,000 miles. New car Nick drives a 2026 Toyota Camry, leased or financed. Year 1. Felix's AC dies, $1,200 repair. Nick pays $600 a month. That is $7,200 that year. Felix wins. Year 3. Felix needs a head gasket, $2,500. Nick is still paying $600 a month. Another $7,200 that year. Felix wins again. Year 5. Felix's engine blows, $4,000. Nick is still paying $600 a month. And then Nick trades in for another new car because that is what the payment treadmill creates. So yes, Felix had real repair pain, but Nick had constant payment pain. Now add it up. Over 5 years, Nick paid around $36,000 in payments. Felix paid about $7,700 in big repairs in this example. Difference: about $28,000. Even if Felix had extra maintenance, the gap is still massive. Now Felix does what actually builds wealth. He takes the difference and invests it long-term, not day trading, not hype, just diversified investing like a low-cost index fund approach as one example, depending on risk tolerance and time horizon. After 5 years, Felix is not just driving a paid-off car. Felix also has an investment account building in the background. Nick has a shiny car and nothing to show for the payments. Nick looked rich. Felix became rich, and that is the entire lesson. A car is a tool, not a trophy. Repairs feel painful because they are a one-time punch, but depreciation and payments are usually more expensive than repairs. They just hide behind autopay. Ignore the car's book value. Focus on replacement cost. Use the monthly average formula. Last 12 months of repairs divided by 12. Compare that to the total monthly cost of replacing the car. Only sell if the frame is dead, or your job is at risk. And do not forget the tax penalty. Replacing a car can trigger thousands in instant taxes and fees that repairs do not. Final thought. The most reliable vehicle for building wealth is a paid-off car you drive until the wheels fall off, because it protects your cash flow. And cash flow is what funds investing, freedom, and options. Next time your mechanic hands you a scary bill, do not run to the dealership. Run the math. And if you want, comment below with 2 numbers. The repair quote you were scared of and the monthly payment you were considering instead.